going on, YouTube? Alright, let's try and put this in this phone mount here. Alrighty, come on. Come on. Come on, phone mount. Come on. Doesn't want to work. What's up, Jason? How you doing tonight, buddy? Sorry, my phone mount ain't working like it should. Hang on a second here. Alright. Damn it. Come on, stick to the window. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let's see what you guys are saying here. Well, I spent, I think it was like 20 bucks on it. Not that bad. Actually works pretty good when you can get it to work right. Alright, so James Hensley, do you really double clutch all the time? Thanks for the 9-speed video. I just got a truck with a 9-speed. I really shouldn't say I do. I don't. But no, I don't double clutch all the time. Actually, majority of the time you will see me, I'm floating the gears. And so floating the gears are a little bit harder. And when you can float the gears up and float the gears down, you know you are doing good. Which I can do both. So I can do it where I don't even grind the transmission. That's how in sync I got it with the truck, and where the transmission shifts at, what RPM to have the truck at. And yes, it's against company policy. Company wants you to double clutch, but you know, like they say on night dispatch, you're the captain of your own ship. Bring your own ship the way you want to. So if they ask you if you double clutch, you say yes. Don't tell them you don't. But for, you know, training purposes, that, you know, is the way you do it. A lot of people that you go and train with, that's the way that they want you to do it, because that is actually recommended from Eaton Fuller, that they want you to float the gears. Not float the gears, but double clutch. The 9-speed really isn't that bad. What kind of motor you got with that truck, by the way? Yeah, James, see, that's what I'm saying is like most schools and training and everything, they want you to do it. I hear you, Ray. But yeah, you got a pack car, okay. Well, with the pack car, I don't know much about them. I know where they start making power at, and I don't really know where they peak because I haven't drove one with a pack car in it. But I can tell you is I know that they start making power at around 1250 on the tack, and about 16 to 1800 is where you want to you know, max it at. They're not like a Cummins. So I'm just going to spitball here and say roughly around about 1600 RPMs is where you want to max that truck out at. For a good clean float of the transmission, you want to be between 1450 and 1550 on the tach, because that's right where, when the synchronizers open up, that's where you're going into gear. So you always want to, when you back out of it, you pull it out and you keep your foot just barely pressed on the throttle, and it'll fall right on in. That's the way I do it, and it falls in every freaking time. Whenever you're downshifting, when you're floating, if you see that you're dropping RPM and you're dropping right to that sweet spot where it's to the edge of the next gear for your mile an hour, what you can do is you just back off the throttle, push forward on the shifter. Once it pops out, pop the throttle a little bit, bounce it up in RPM, and slide it into the next gear. You got to be real smooth with it, because if you don't, you're going to grind it, and when it falls in, it's going to freaking, the truck's going to jerk, it's going to shake, and yeah. You know, everybody learns, you know, so it's a learning experience. If you feel comfortable with it, you know, it is definitely something that you got to learn. It's a varying technique to how to do it, and a lot of experienced drivers, that's all they know how to do is float the transmission, because that's how they learned. They don't even know how to double clutch, a lot of the senior drivers. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching that video of me saying, you know, clutch in, clutch out, clutch into gear, and then me actually showing it, you know, today was actually kind of helpful for you guys that are just getting in the trucking industry or just wanting to know how you do it. So I'm hoping that, you know, some of those videos are actually getting out there and actually helping you guys. I'm being a fat kid right now. My favorite fast food restaurant is Arby's. Well, went to Arby's, got some dinner. You know, it's a very rare chance when you see them in a Pilot or a Flying J, because that's the only place I can fuel at is a Pilot or a Flying J. You know, you see them in Loves all the time, but you never see them in a Pilot or a Flying J. So whenever you see them and that's where you're fueling, you're like, oh my God, I gotta get some. You know, that's probably one of my most favorite fast food restaurants, because I mean, it's not like it's greasy and stuff like that, other than the French fries. But you don't have to get the French fries. You can get all kinds of different stuff there. You know. And it's also like, it's not a burger, so you know, it's something different from the normal everyday thing that you eat on the road, like Subway, pizza, freaking Burger King, McDonald's. I mean, all that stuff is really fucking terrible for you. I actually live off of ramen noodles, peanut butter crackers, chips, granola bars, and Pop-Tarts, and I got a tub full of freaking like canned ham, canned chicken, stuff I can heat up real easy, canned soups and stuff like that. And then I keep a huge case of water in the truck with a bunch of Gatorade. You know, water and Gatorade are your two best friends out here on the road and all that. So you don't want to die, you don't want to get heat exhaustion, you don't want to go through a heat stroke. But to answer your question there, Ray, my favorite thing about flatbed, by far the one thing that I love about flatbed is the workout that you get. A lot of you guys probably would not know this by seeing me in my videos. You know how small I look. I weighed 200 pounds when I started this. Now I weigh 159 pounds. I have toned up and I've lost a heck of a lot of weight, and that's one of the things I enjoy about flatbed is that it's an actual physical job that requires you to do it. So whenever you do eat that hamburger or whatever from the truck stop, it's not like you're gonna get fat sitting behind the steering wheel, even though it is putting some weight on you, putting a few calories in you, but at the same time you're gonna work it off the next day, i.e. rolling carbs, throwing change, stuff like that. So I mean, it keeps you in, you stay in shape. And a lot of these guys that you see out here, I mean, I've seen some van drivers that are pretty big boys. And I mean, like, I've seen some of them where they're so big, they're so fat, obese and everything, that they have to step sideways to get in and out of their trucks, all the way down the steps. Like their door jamb in the truck is not wide enough for that belly, that girth, And so yeah, it's you mean a 4-inch strap, buddy? I'm not saying, like, you see these drivers out there, and I'm not picking on fat people, by no means am I, but you see these drivers out there that you just see, you're just like, damn. And I hate to make that expression, using Gabriel Iglesias, this thing there. And, there are some seriously obese people out here that just don't care. They just don't take care of themselves and eat like they should. But let's see here. Yes, James Hensley, potted meat, yes. Lee Craig, yeah, man, my night's going good, man. I didn't get as far down the road as I wanted to today, due to me being a little bit tired and everything like that. So I wanted to do this video before I went to bed and stuff like that. So I still got 164 miles to go. That is going to take me about 3 hours to do tomorrow morning, because I am in a 62-mile-an-hour truck. So with that being said, I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully I'll be home by Saturday morning. If not, fiance is going to be pretty pissed off. But there again, I got some updates for you guys that are out there that are curious on how the pregnancy is going and stuff like that with me and my fiance. The baby's going to be due, probably coming out here either this weekend or sometime next week. So yeah, they said that her cervix, the walls in there were so thin that the baby's going to be coming anytime soon. So we got anywhere between a week to maybe 2 weeks before the baby's born. So we're taking that in strides and hoping that the baby comes out good and healthy and is ready to go for the real world. All you can do is pray, right? So no, some of them don't actually, Jason B. They don't actually get out there and dropping hooks, because some of these guys, they actually have like switches in their trucks to unlock their fifth wheels. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Well, you know, the 5-inch strap question, man, that the WLL on a 5-inch strap, I've never actually seen one, so that's the reason why I'm just like, yeah, you're messing with me, you know. So yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, this is actually not a 389, believe it or not. It's a 388. The 389 and the 388, I know it looks like a 389. The 389 and the 388. The difference between the 389 and the 388 is the 389 is an extended hood, the 388 is a short hood. So it's the little step brother of the big brother. So, yeah. Let's see how many miles did I do today. I did 350 miles, but that's counting getting unloaded plus reloading and driving 100 miles to go get the load. So, yeah. So, yeah. But, yeah, guys, Jason, I can't remember who it was, you or somebody else that asked me questions about the setup that I had. How long did it take me? It took me almost all freaking day. It's like 8:30 and I've only drove 350 miles today. So, you know, I've been up since 6:30 this morning. So I'm tired, you know. It doesn't matter how many miles you get down the road. You get tired, Just pull off and do the safe thing, you know. But James Hensley, I've been driving a year almost on the DOT road standpoint. I've actually got almost 5 years of experience in driving due to driving in the military before I got out of the service. So, yeah. But yeah, I think it was you, Jason, that asked me about my setup, my gear, and everything that I've got. I got a Garmin 550 diesel as my first GPS. I didn't like it, so what I did was I ordered a 7-inch Rand McNally. As far as like the gloves and stuff that I use, I actually have a set of gloves from Caterpillar. I can actually go and grab them real quick. They're in the back. Give me a second and I'll grab them. Alright, so these are Caterpillar gloves. Some of the best gloves that I've had. They've actually lasted a long time. You can pick them up at some of the truck stops for like 20 bucks a piece. Work really great in the wintertime. You just kind of put on like a light pair of gloves underneath them because with like snow and ice, they soak up the water, so on the inside of the glove it gets wet sometimes. But other than that, they're a really good pair of gloves. They've held up through the whole winter just about. So, I mean, if that doesn't tell you they're good, you know, with doing flatbeds, you tear up gloves like crazy. I mean, sometimes gloves don't even last a week with you. I mean, it's that bad. But now I've got 2 different pairs of boots that I have with me for one reason. Is like dealing with the mud, the water, rain, snow, and ice. Your boots get wet. Well, after a period of time, they don't freaking keep the water out, so your boots get wet on the inside. So I keep 2 pairs of boots. Well, actually, I have 3 pairs of boots in the truck. I've got 1 pair of steel toes, 1 pair of cowboy boots, and 1 pair of other boots, of the work boots that I've got on right now. Plus, you know, I've got long sleeves for the places that require them. I've got the neon green reflected t-shirts, those are freaking a good thing to have, because in some places that require the vest, as long as you got that on, you don't have to wear the safety vest. So, which will save you. And then I've got a pair of safety glasses that are that I change out between. I got a pair of dark shades, and I've got a pair of clear shades, so I change between the two of them. Good thing to have. Ballistic proof glasses, that's a must. You need to have them, because like if a bungee pops back at you, they'll bounce off the lenses. If you don't have ballistic proof glasses on, they'll go through that lens and they'll freaking take an eye out if they pop back at you sometimes. So another thing for you guys to think about. Let's see here, catch up on the comments. Is there anything else that you'd like to know, Jason? I mean, the Garmin, from what I hear, is pretty good, but the 550 just didn't have enough features on it. I'm not sure about the 770. I didn't try it out. I wanted to give Rand McNally a shot. If I like the Rand McNally, great. If I don't, I'll go back to Garmin and buy a 770 and see how it does. It's just, I've been wanting to try Rand McNally out for a while, so I went and bought a Rand McNally, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you need some muck boots sometimes, yeah. Also, Carhartt jackets. I've had a Carhartt for... Oh, it's actually my fiance's old Carhartt. I've had this Carhartt on me in this truck all winter long and have not destroyed it yet. You know, good winter clothes and stuff like that is a must in here. You need to bring long sleeves and short sleeves with you when you're traveling, because you don't know the areas that you go into. You know, sometimes they may, you know, say, yeah, it's okay to wear short sleeves. Sometimes some of the places say, no, you need to wear long sleeves. So keep that in mind. Let's see. Lee Craig said in 2014 when I was driving for Belleville, I wish I had a good pair of winter work gloves. No, go ahead, Lee Craig. Go ahead and add whatever you'd like to add to the comments down there, and I'll read it off. These are the reason why I do these Q&A sessions, so you guys can put in anything that you want to add to it, so that way, you know, because I don't know everything, and I don't know every little trick of the trade, but I know, you know, enough to get you by, and I know enough for the beginner truck driver to be able to get them started to where they're, you know, not like a lost kid in a candy store. You know what I'm saying, guys? Tips on hours of service. Well, what are you talking about? Because there's a lot of tips and shit that I could tell you. Actually, there's so much stuff I can tell you. We'd be here for probably about 30 minutes talking about it. Since Ray Muncie said that I'm slipping here and everything like that, I gotta find my cigarettes, because he's used to me every time I get on YouTube I've got a cigarette in my mouth, and I don't know what happened to my freaking cigarettes. I just literally had them not too long ago. Oh God, did I set them back up here? Yes, I did. I'm an idiot. Sometimes I'm an idiot. I have blind moments just like everybody else. I ain't perfect. Alright, so let's see here. What are you guys saying in the comments? Alright, so this is more or less advice. When any of y'all are hauling industrial air conditioner units, you must cross-chain the front and the back of the unit, or it will walk on you. You know, Lee Craig, thank you for saying that, because, you know, I have not hauled air conditioning units yet. I don't think TMC hauls them just because of that reason, because they do not want to put a new guy, you know, with that load that does not know what they're doing. But, you know, thank you for telling me that, because I was actually curious about that as well myself. You know, how do you haul them things? So that's an awesome thing. Thank you for telling me that. Installation is the same way. If you do not strap to put 2 straps on the very front of the load, it'll start blowing off the trailer on you. And also, if you don't X-strap, I know I preach an X-strap on the front of the load, but on insulation, because it doesn't weigh anything, you need to X-strap the back of it, because it'll fall right off the back of the truck after you take off from the red light. A buddy of mine who had never hauled it before calls me literally in the middle of his run and says, "Hey man, can I push insulation back on the trailer?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "My insulation is walking off the back of the trailer." And I said, "Yeah, put an X strap or a freaking H strap on the back of it, and it'll mitigate that." And he said, "Okay." So he pushes it back on the trailer, on a 53-foot trailer. He had a full 53-foot trailer load of it. He X-straps it. I asked him, "Hey, did you make it to your destination with any issues?" He said, "No, actually, after X-strapping it, I had no problems out of it." So, you know, it's just different loads require different securement, and, you know, that's why I'm trying to get some different loads. But right now, being where I'm at, lumber is the main thing that ships out here. And I'm not going to make a lot of securement videos on lumber, because lumber is pretty much self-explanatory, you know. So, alright. Ray Muncie says, "Unfortunately, I am completely sleeved with tattoos. I'm pretty sure I will have to wear long sleeves at every consignee." Not necessarily. As long as you have a professional attitude and your professionalism is good, most of the time they don't say anything to you. You'll just look. As long as you're professional and you're dressed, you know, in a presentable manner, you know, like, you know, nothing with anything vulgar across the front of your shirt or something like that. You know, your hair's not a fucking mess or anything like that. You don't look like you just crawled out of a mud pit. You'll be alright. Alright, so guys, also, hauling flatbed, your clothes will get very stained, especially your jeans. Have your work jeans and your jeans for when you go home, because your jeans will get ruined. I've got a pair of jeans that I didn't think I was going to ruin. $180 pair of jeans that is stained with all kinds of road debris and stuff like that, because I was an idiot and wore them out here. So, word to the wise, don't bring expensive clothes out here. Ray Muncie says he'd like to hear about split logs. Okay, so times where you would split log is okay, where you have appointment that you need to make, okay, right? But if you drive all the way there, if you try and drive it, you're not going to make it to the appointment, so to say. Or if you're trying to get home or something like that, you just don't have the hours to do it in one day, so you're going to split log it, take a break, and split log. Well, see, before you do a split log, you need to have 2 hours consecutively in the sleeper before you take an 8-hour break to do a split log. Now, whatever hours you do not burn off your drive clock, right, is what you'll get back. So, like right now, I've got 4 hours and 16 minutes left on my drive clock, an hour and 45 minutes left on my 14-hour clock. And so, with that being said, if I were to take an 8-hour break right now, right? Being that I've been in the sleeper berth today for 2 hours, I would get back 4 hours and 16 minutes back on my clock to drive. Now, with that being said, when you do the 8-2 split, the 8-2 split works where you drive what you have left, take a 2-hour break, and then you get the rest of the time back as if you took a 10-hour break. But when you 8-2 split, the reason why you wouldn't really necessarily want to do an 8-2 split is because once you do it once, it's hard to get you back on track to where a flatbedder running day shift, which most of us have to, we end up running days. If you don't do it right, it can fuck your whole week up, where you're running nights and you're not running, and you're shutting down early in the morning, where you can't run loads until later that night, and then you're shutting down. It's bad. See, the way I run is I try and always get stopped and parked to where I can wake up between 3 and 4 a.m. and hit the road. The best time of the morning to hit the road is between 3 to 6 a.m. Alright? The reason why is because the roads are cooler. You don't, if you're going through a major city within 20 miles of you, you don't have to worry about it. You can just zip right on through it. You know? I will tell you this. I am a firm believer in running early morning shifts because, for one, less traffic, roads are cooler, the truck runs better. It all around is better for you. Even though it sucks because you're going to be real tired and groggy and you're going to be like, rah, like the Grinch at Christmas, you know. But it's always good. Alright. So, Jason B goes, I heard TMC goes to Canada. What are they hauling up there? Well, TMC, we haul John Deere boats, and we haul general freight on flatbeds. Now, if you have a passport, you can go to Canada in all 3 divisions of TMC. The freight, I don't know what it pays going up there and coming back because I've not been up there. So, there again, because I don't have a passport. And Lee Craig says, I learned that the hard way, and my dad had said that I didn't understand until I hauled them things. Yeah. No, they were, oh shit, what are they? I can't remember. But I bought them when I was in Korea one time. Now, with the 3 to 6 a.m. tip, you know, to get up and run, if you have the hours to make it to your receiver, do it. Because one reason why is when you wake up in the morning, especially if you're a TMC driver, you get unloaded, you send your empty in, you don't have to start your clock until you get another load. And so when you start your clock, you do your 15-minute pre-trip and your 30 minutes unloading. So you just do 30 minutes with your pre-trip and unloading, then you hit the road, headed straight to where you're picking up another load from. The reason why is because you don't want to start your clock and then it takes them 2 to 3 hours to unload you. See, that's 2 to 3 hours that you just wasted. So you see what I'm saying? So always keep those little tips and tricks that I'm going to tell you guys in the back of y'all's mind when y'all are doing this, alright? Because I've learned since I've been here at TMC, if you don't start your clock, your fleet manager will throw you a damn $3,000 load and tell you, hey, it doesn't deliver until, let's say this is a Monday, it doesn't deliver until Wednesday. You got to be there at this time. Okay, well, I can be there at this time. Well, go do it. I love it whenever I prove my fleet manager is wrong on how fast I can get a load there, because that's one extra load you can get for the week, more money. Yeah, with TMC, the logs department here, they real sticklers about the DOT book. So yeah. Yeah, I've done 2 loads in a day, Jason, but it's really hard to do. Like, I'll get those loads every once in a while that'll be like $600 loads going 88 miles. And I'll go down there, deliver that load, turn around and run right back, tell my fleet manager, hey, get me another load coming back. And I'll run back down to where I picked up the last load from, pick up another load, and take it to like, this has happened to me a couple times where like I'll pick up a load out of Rotan, Texas, deliver it in Dallas that morning, go down to Corsicana, pick up insulation out of the Firestone place down there, run it up to like Melissa, Texas or something like that, drop it, run that back down to Corsicana, pick up another load, and start my way up to Kansas City. And then drop that load and head to the house, because I've done made my week right there. So, you know, there's times where you can do that. Now, there's been a couple loads that I've actually hauled where my fleet manager, one of my fleet managers, actually, I'll tell you guys about this one. This was before me and him had a real bad disagreement, and now I have a different fleet manager, but he gave me a load. I was in Georgia delivering down there in Atlanta. He gave me a load coming out of Commerce, Georgia, going to Kansas City, Kansas. He said, oh, it's a 2-day load. I looked at it and I said, it ain't no 2-day load. And he said, how do you figure? I said, because I got, you know, over 9 hours on my clock. I'm gonna get past, you know, Nashville. I don't know what just happened, guys, sorry. But anyways, it'll, you know, I'm gonna get past Nashville, and then I'm gonna go get up in the morning and drive it the rest of the way in. Well, he didn't believe me. I told him, I said, you watch. By freaking 3:30 tomorrow, the next afternoon, I'm going to get this load off. He didn't believe me. At 3 o'clock that afternoon, I sent him a message and said, hey, go ahead and get me a trip plan. I'm going to go to the Flying J and take a 10-hour break. He was like, what do you mean? And then I said, empty coming to you now. Because that load wasn't supposed to deliver until the next morning. So, I told him, I was like, I'll be there by 3 o'clock that next afternoon to go ahead and start looking for me another load. Well, he said, well, is that you can't do that? Well, I even did something even funnier. I hit a deer that morning, plus got the truck washed, and still made it there by 3 o'clock. So, that's saying something. That's just pushing a 62 mile an hour truck, not letting anything grow beneath, no grass grow beneath your feet. That's what you got to do in a 62 mile an hour truck. You got to keep the truck in the road and keep it going down the road. And if you keep the truck in the road and you push and you actually get something done and then accomplished that day, you feel like you've actually done something. See, my max in a 62 mile an hour truck in a day has been 647 miles. Have I been able to break it yet? No, because I haven't had that perfect day since where I can actually do that. Like another load that I've hauled before. If you do it in a 10-hour period, 62 mile an hour, that's 620 miles roughly. If you do it in an 11-hour standpoint, that's 682 miles. Well, you got to have a dang near pretty close to a perfect day for you to even get that. So, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I had a load out of Chester, New York one time. I was actually going home that weekend. Ended up not making it home due to not having a load to pick up out of Houston. I drove from Chester, New York all the way down to Houston. I got the load on a Tuesday night, parked, went to sleep. Wednesday morning I woke up and I just hit the road running. I made it to Houston by 1 o'clock Friday afternoon. And that was, say, like 1,500 miles. So I mean, it's not bad. People that say that you can't make money in a 62 mile an hour truck, they're full of shit because they ain't never done it. Yep. See, Lee Craig just said some dispatchers or fleet managers never drove a truck and just went through dispatcher school. The only good dispatcher I had was an owner-operator who knew the real time of I'm not sure if it says real tone of a driver, but or if it means real time of a driver. But yeah, I mean, like, you'll get these fleet managers out there that have never set foot in a truck, never been in a truck, and then they expect you to make something happen out of it. Almost impossible. Set goals. Tell your fleet manager, this is where I want to be at as far as take home a week. In 90 days, I'm going to sit down and have another review with you, and then this is where I want to be. Then I'm going to set more goals to make more money or put myself in a better position to be able to excel and, be a bigger part of the company in certain aspects. You want to, like Lee Craig just said, be polite, have a sense of humor, and all that. Good piece of advice there, Lee. You want to be able to establish a business relationship with your fleet manager on top of a non-business relationship. Like, you can joke and bullshit around, but when it comes down to the actual job, you two know how to be serious about the job and get shit done. Like my fleet manager, whenever I'm up at his terminal where he dispatches me from, every Sunday he goes up there and takes his guys out to lunch or breakfast, whatever they decide. He pays for it, gets reimbursed through the company for it. That's the way he does it. I mean, he actually makes sure that his guys know that he appreciates everything that he's done, that he's, you know, given us, and then he appreciates, you know, shows his appreciation for us busting our ass and working hard for him. So, you know, you'll have bad fleet managers, dispatchers out there and everything like that don't give a shit about you. And then you'll have them good ones that, you know, make the job easier. You know what I'm saying? But, anything else to add to that, Lee? Well, a lot of times, yes. Always leave the bullshit that happens on the road. Never take it home with you. Never take work home with you. The minute that you start doing that is the minute that it starts becoming part of your life, and it ruins the relationships with your loved ones and stuff like that. You never want to do that. Yes, never take work home with you. Yeah, I've told my fleet manager, you know, if you do good by me, I'm gonna do good by you. And he asked me, he was like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Well, don't call me and ask me where a mysterious pizza came from that just got delivered to your desk, or don't ask me when you get box seats to a basketball game or a ball game that's happening in your area. Don't ask me where the tickets came from, because that's me showing my appreciation for your hard work and effort to, you know, keep food on my table and keep me paid, you know." Like the saying goes, you take care of me, I'm going to take care of you. You scratch my back, I'm going to scratch yours. Have I done it yet? No. But the reason why is because he keeps telling me not to do it. And I keep reminding him of that, and he still says not to do it. So, yeah. Yeah, correct. When dealing with the DOT, never go in with an attitude, even if that DOT officer is showing you a bad attitude towards you. Because you got to remember, when they deal with truck drivers all day long, every day of the week, 365, right? So whenever they're dealing with, you know, truckers that got bad attitudes towards them, that get mad because they're pulling them into a scale house, or they're wanting to check their paperwork, do like a DOT inspection on their trucks, truck drivers sometimes go on the defensive and get mad, saying, "Why are you targeting me? Blah, 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 blah. Are y'all just trying to be pricks just to write tickets?" This and that. Well, that puts them in a bad mood because they don't want to deal with that. That's not their job, to deal with you giving them an attitude and fussing over them wanting to do an inspection on your truck. And the reality of it is they're doing their job to make sure that their highways are safe and clean of trucks that are not legal going up and down the highway. So if you go in there and be polite and nice to them, they're going to do their best to help you out the best they can. Like, in Virginia, I got an overweight ticket on my drives. They gave me, because I was nice and polite with them, they gave me 45 minutes to correct the situation. Well, I could not correct the situation, so they did not. They wrote me a ticket, but they wrote the company a ticket. So it didn't go up against my record because it went out to the company. Because what all actually happened was the people that were loading me did not listen to me when I told them where to place the load at on the trailer, and they said, "Oh no, I load these trucks all the time. I know what I'm doing." Well, okay, if you know what you're doing, then fine. But this is my truck and this is my equipment. You're going to load it the way that I want it loaded. And he said, "Well, then you're not going to take the load." I said, "You know what? Fine, fuck you. You load it, I get a ticket, you're getting billed for it." And come to find out, I was 1,400 over on my drives. Even sliding my fifth wheel all the way forward, I was still 800 pounds over. You know, there's just nothing you can do, you know, in situations like that. All you do is call it up, report it to your company, and they take care of the rest. You know, it's, you know, as long as you're not doing anything wrong all the time, the company's going to do their best to take care of you and, you know, make sure that, you know, you keep a job. Like the other day, I blew a tire. My first Q&A session was Sunday. I blew a tire on the trailer. TMC runs recaps on their trailers. Aluminum trailer, I don't know why you would run recaps on it, but they do it. I guess they haven't had too many issues with it. But with that being said, a lady had hit my recap tread that was laying in the road. Well, she tried to do an insurance claim with the company, right? Well, I told my safety guy that I talked to, Lee, he's actually going through CDL school right now. So Jason B, he asked how green you are to the trucking industry. Yes, I agree with you on that. But I'll get to what Ray just said here in just a second. But they tried to do an insurance claim against me, you know, trying to say it was my fault. Well, me and the officer and my safety guy that I spoke to, I actually talked to the head over safety about it. We both, all three, agreed that she was distracted while driving, because there should have been no reason why she hit that piece of tire laying in the road, but distracted while driving. So even though TMC knows that she was probably playing on her phone or messing with the radio, what have you, she still you know, is going to get paid the money because they just don't want to deal with a lawsuit or anything like that. So anyways, Ray Muncie said they need to put more restrictions on these pickup trucks and pickup trucks hauling trailers with shit flying everywhere, hanging off like a gypsy wagon. Yeah. Actually, they can actually get tickets for that. A lot of cops don't actually ticket people because of that. Me and my dad know from personal experience that they will ticket you for that, because my dad had some trash laying in the back of his truck. It flew out. The cop gave us a ticket for littering and unsecured load in the back of a truck. It's happened in Georgia when we lived down there. Know-it-all trucker. Do you like when men tickle your wastegate with their fingers, just turning into thought? Thank you, know-it-all trucker. Thank you. Okay. Yes, listen to Lee and me. Everything that you're hearing us say, you know, take it to heart. He's a 5th gen truck driver. Okay, so you have unloaded and helped torque flatbeds, but never actually drove. You get in a truck this week. You've been helping guys unload for 15 years, just never drove yet. Well, with that, you should be pretty well versed at, you know, what you see on some of the trucks unloading them and stuff. You see how people do them. You notice how certain loads are done one way and the other loads are done the other way. You kind of sit there and you question it. Is this right or is this wrong? Well, you know, if you're questioning it, whether it's right or wrong, it's probably wrong. The way it's secured or something like that. But there again, you got guys out there that are lazy that don't secure their loads properly, and that's why you see so many accidents out here where you see guys, you know, on the side of the road with the load in the back of the truck. Well, that's the reason why. They didn't secure it right. They didn't put enough securement on it to keep it from moving. And I mean, Jason, I appreciate everything that you've been doing, because you've been asking me a lot of questions here lately. And it's been giving me a lot of freaking thinking during the day, and a lot of stuff that I've been putting out in my videos have been geared just for you and a lot of the other new guys out there, because I know that you watch these videos, you know, pretty much every single day. And let's see, but yeah, I appreciate it. And let's see, Know It All Trucker says, wait till Hensley goes live next time. We'll see if you know his grade 70 chains. Only heavy haul he's done is in his ass. But yeah, man, you know, I try and put out the best information I can. If I don't know it, I'm gonna find out the answer to it. Like I said, you guys, you know, I don't want to put out anything that's not correct. I don't want to put out information that's going to get you guys where y'all are getting in trouble by the DOT. That's just not the way I do business. That's not who I am. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, it's this way, it's this way, and it's not the actual truth. I mean, I've got actual TMC drivers that actually watch my videos and stuff like that, and they actually call me and tell me, hey dude, good job. I've got a heavy haul driver that calls me all the time. He tells me about my videos and tells me, you know, hey, you did really good, or hey, you should add this and this next time to one of your videos. And you know, these guys that I know, they're giving me the ideas and stuff about other things to talk about, because you can only put out so much information before you run out of stuff to say. But I can always reiterate everything that I say and keep showing you guys, putting it in the videos, keep on showing the right way to do things and what not to do. So with that being said, I mean, do you guys have any more questions out there for me? Ray Muncie says, I want to see old George do a suicide coil or plate steel. Yeah, that I'm gonna have to go for plate steel. I'll have to try and get up into the Iowa area, because that's where I pick up a lot of my plate steel at, or over there on the far side of Oklahoma. They do ship plate steel out of there. I've only been to that place one time, and I haven't been back there since. But the last time I went there, I went to New Century, Kansas with it. Really good paying load for as far as the miles and everything. It was an easy load to haul. Pretty easy to get in there and get it off. There are some of them places that you go, man, you look at it and you go, what the fuck? Like that place I made a video about this morning. It was pretty tight in there, and the dude was trying to get me to maneuver the truck around in there, and I looked at it and I said, no, but he finally, you know, helped me get where he needed me positioned at and stuff like that. So it worked out. I ended up getting unloaded pretty quickly down there. Yeah, night know-it-all trucker. In 2007, let's see here, Lee Craig says in 2007 he drove for Snyder, and knowing what he knows about driving a truck came from his dad, and what helped him in training and the things that they don't teach in school is common sense you need. Yeah, use your common sense out here. Your best judgment is your common sense. If in your gut you feel like that is not the right thing to do, probably should not be doing it. Like what Lee Craig says. Jason B here says, really good videos again, very informative. Thanks, guys. The drivers in the trucking industry now is just not what it used to be. Hopefully some new blood will get it turning back to where it was. Yeah, I will agree with you there that the trucking industry has changed since from where it used to be to where it is now. Used to be back in the old days, the trucking industry used to be a real big brotherhood. Now it's just everybody for themselves, one man for each other, you know. The only people that really stick together, really true and good here in the trucking industry anymore are the open deck guys, the guys that pull, you know, flatbed, step deck, low boys, RGNs and stuff like that, because, you know, some of the places we go is so really hard to get into, you know, especially parking spots and stuff like that. Those guys are the ones that I'll actually, you know, get out of their trucks and help you back in, or some of them that are pulling vans that used to pull flatbed will help you out too. So you'll meet some really good people out there that will be willing to help you, but it's still not like what it used to be. Lee Craig says, know what you're doing. Yes, you got to always be confident in yourself that you know what you're doing, and if you question yourself, then you need to take a step back, calm your mind, calm your nerves, whatever you got to do, smoke a cigarette, and then go back at it and look at it again. Ray Muncie says, I do have a good suggestion for piss bottles, empty laundry detergent bottles, wide mouth holes a lot, and the detergent residue keeps the smell down. LOL. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good tip right there. And he says here, just don't get it mixed up with what you're going to wash your clothes with. That's common sense thing. Yeah, that's a good tip right there. That's probably one of the more creative things that I've heard come out of a new guy looking into getting in the trucking industry. That's pretty good there, Ray. I give you props on that. Lee Craig, do you got anything else to add there? Or are you still in here? Man, hey, Lee, also, man, I appreciate you coming into my live feeds, man. You actually boost it up there. You actually get these guys, you know, asking questions, so it helps me fire off the answers and stuff like that. I appreciate that stuff, and you giving helpful advice and tips as well, man. I really appreciate that as well. You know, I can only give so much information out at a time, and sometimes I may miss a little tip here and there, and I appreciate you throwing some out there, dude. Yes, second that. Lee says here, as to knowing what you're doing, if you feel the road conditions are unsafe for the truck to roll, keep your ass parked. Yes, that is true. Like if it's snowing or if it's ice on the road, rain, like, you know, everything's flooding or something like that, if you feel like that it is too unsafe for you to drive that truck, your dispatch should not make you keep driving. If you feel unsafe and you fear for your life, pull that truck over and park to some bitch. Just make sure you got enough food and stuff to last you until you feel it's safe enough for you to drive. Also, when choosing a truck stop, I just thought about this. Don't always go for the biggest truck stop. This is one that I've learned within the first year, is that a lot of your mom and pops are the best truck stops to park at, because of one reason. Because a lot of these new super truckers out there, a lot of these new super truckers out there is what I like to call them, and steering wheel holders, as I call them. They don't know how to actually look up truck stops. Some of them, they don't know how to check the area before they get there. Like there's been times where I've went down the road and been 11 o'clock at night. I know there's a mom and pop down the road. I'll pull in that mom and pop and be able to find a parking spot, and actually be able to get a pretty decent one. Actually turn around in their lot and pull straight up close to the building or something like that. I can't tell you how many times I've been able to do that. Sometimes they've even got some really good home cooked food in there for you to go in there and eat and stuff like that. Stuff like, simple stuff, when you need a shower, go get one on your 30-minute break. Instead of taking a nap, go get you a shower. Things that save you time on the road, so you can get further down the road instead of stopping at that truck stop 20 miles down the road, when you can go on down to the destination and park there that's like 15 miles down the road. You see what I'm saying? So, stop at the truck stop 20 miles down the road, but you still got 15 miles to go, but you want to get a shower. Or you should have got that shower on your 30-minute break. Just little tips and tricks right there, Know-It-All Trucker says, you have a lot of senior drivers looking out for you. Just keep it humble, or I'll cinch strap your neck. I'll keep that in mind, Know-It-All Trucker. I will. And, keeping it humble will be a little bit, on the hard side sometimes, because you think you know it all, but you really don't. In the trucking industry, you learn stuff every single day, and if you don't learn something every single day, and when the day comes that you think you know it all, is the day that you need to hang your keys up and tear up that CDL, because when you think that you know it all, you don't. And the reason why is because with that know it all attitude, you're going to get somebody killed. It's not a bad thing to say that you know a lot and that you have an extensive amount of knowledge about the trucking industry. And Ray Muncie says right here, I appreciate any knowledge I can get from all sources. Much appreciated. It's not a problem there, brother. This is the reason why I put out these videos, bro. And exactly, Griff. That's exactly right. He says that's what I do with my showers. Beats the hell out of waiting for one later in the day. You're damn right, because there's times when you'll go in a truck stop to get a shower at night, and you'll be standing there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, just to wait on a damn shower. Know-It-All Trucker says, I guess I'm ready for retirement because I know everything. Well, I guess you are there, brother, because if you ain't learning something, you ain't doing something right. Yes, that's a good one there too. I've watched my grandfather pick up his chew cup that he spits in and take a swig out of it and go, whew, and just set it back down in there. That's a real man right there. Oh, hey, Noah Dog Trucker, before you leave tonight, my wishes and prayers go out to you. Hopefully everything gets better there, brother. Everybody keep him in y'all's prayers and wishes and all that. I'm not going to go into grave detail, but we hope that your situation gets better there, brother. But yeah, guys, if there's anything that you guys want to know, like more specific videos geared towards specific topics that you guys want, let me know. And if any of your friends are out there that are just like, well, I don't know if I want to get into the trucking industry or not, just tell them to come on over to my YouTube channel, watch some of my videos, subscribe to my channel, and, you know, any information that they want, that they, you know, really want to know about the trucking industry, just tell them to ask me. I usually try and get back to you guys. You know, I check all my comments, you know, during the day, whenever I'm stopped doing a load check, or if I'm unloading, or if I'm loading. I check my YouTube channel pretty regularly to make sure that you guys are, if you guys have any questions or you guys are commenting, you know, that I get back to y'all as quickly as I can. So, with that being said, if, man, I was hoping to have more viewers tonight on this, having more questions to ask. Yes, Lee Craig, you hit that one on the nail. Jason B, don't ever be afraid to ask questions. Yeah. If the day comes that you're afraid to ask a question, or if you're afraid to ask for help, I feel sorry for you, because that's when you're going to do something wrong, or you're going to do something stupid and fuck up. Ray, man, if it would, yes, Griff, the only stupid question is the one that you're not asking. Yeah, hey Griff, by the way, you put out some pretty awesome videos. They're pretty funny. When I'm having a bad day, I watch one of your videos, man. It cheers me right on up. I freaking get a kick out of some of your videos, man. That old shit video, man, I was laughing for hours about that one. I had to keep watching it a couple times because that thing was pretty funny. Because that's the reason why we can't park in Walmarts and stuff anymore. So I give you guys a little information about, you know, areas that we're not allowed to park in anymore. We're not allowed to park in Walmarts, Kmarts, a few other places I can't remember right offhand. But the reasons why some of the shippers and receivers don't allow us to park there anymore, including Walmarts and Kmarts, Targets and stuff like that, is because truck drivers, the steering wheel holders, the lazy fat fuckers in the trucks, no offense to anybody that's obese out there, some of the Home Depots do not allow you to park at them. No bullshit. They would get out of their trucks, go underneath their trailers, and shit, leave their trash, leave all kinds of bullshit in the fucking parking lots. They got tired of cleaning the shit up. So now a lot of the Walmarts, a lot of the Kmarts, a lot of the Targets and stuff like that, some of the Home Depots and Lowe's, we're not allowed to park at anymore because of that. No, it's not the new trucking generation. I've caught older guys that have been in the trucking industry since the 90s doing it. And it's actually, it's not just in one place. It's everywhere. People just getting lazy. They don't have any pride in, you know, what they're doing. They don't have any more pride in, you know, being, you know, the person, the professional driver that they're supposed to be. See, when you're classed a professional driver, you're supposed to be professional at all times. Well, nobody takes the professionalism level of being a professional driver. I've called out truck drivers in truck stops for driving through the truck stop too fast. I tell them all the time, you're supposed to be a Class A professional driver, and yet you're driving through a parking lot at 15, 25 miles an hour. And what about people that are walking across this parking lot? What if somebody steps out from behind or in front of a truck and you're coming through there and they don't see you or hear you coming through because, i.e., they probably have like a headset on talking to somebody, or they got their headphones in listening to music, and you come through and just plow them? What are you going to do? Well, they shouldn't have been there. Well, see, that's the wrong attitude, dude. You're supposed to be a Class A professional driver. You need to take a good hard look in the mirror and fucking fix yourself. And that's what I tell people all the freaking time. And Lee Craig just hit it right on the nail. Some of the old drivers and new drivers don't care what they do affects the industry. And that is so true. Because, you know, a lot of people don't look at this as a career. Because this is a lifestyle choice that you make. This is a lifestyle and a career in its own. You can pick how well you do in this industry. You can pick what type of retirement you want, or how well you're going to be set off, or how successful you're going to be. And it's all up to you on how you take heed of it. And you've got guys out there that just really don't care. They treat it as a job, and they just don't care. They just say, oh, well, I'm going to haul freight. That's it. Well, it's not like that. What was the dude's name? Heartbreak Kid. Ray Muncie says, you need a theme song for your non-live videos. I'm thinking something like 80s wrestler would have for intro music. Heartbreak Kid's intro. I love that intro. My mom had the hugest crush on him back in the day. It's actually kind of weird. Oh yeah, do not cut another driver short whenever you're passing them. Like Lee Cray says here, whenever overtaking another rig, don't come in too close to take the hood off the rig you're passing. I can't tell you how many times I've had to actually hit the brakes because people just come by me, think that they got it clear, and they just come over and about to take the hood off the truck. I can't tell you how many times I've had to just blare on the air horn when somebody's pulling through a truck stop because they're about to take the hood off my truck. I mean, just tonight, actually, in a truck stop where a buddy of mine's at right now, he's a TMC driver as well. He was getting it was when he stopped to get something to eat and get fuel. He was at a truck stop and watched the hood of a Maverick truck get ripped off. So, shit happens like that. Hell, you got guys that'll hit your truck in a truck stop parking lot, back up, and just take off like nothing ever even happened. I mean, you just got some real freaking all-star freaking drivers out there that just don't care. Like I said, you know, and I'm not trying to Well, TMC has those in their newer trucks. They don't have them in their older trucks. I don't have one because I don't like a camera in my truck. And with me being prior service from the military, I'll whoop anybody's ass that gets close enough to hit my truck. Because there's not a whole lot that scares me. I've been shot, I've been blown up. You know, there's not a whole lot that scares me. You can be the biggest motherfucker in the trucking industry and you still ain't gonna scare me. So, you know, people, you know, they just, it's all in the trucking industry nowadays, you know, so, but, and I'm not saying this to invite trolls in to freaking bash me, to piss me off, because a troll that comes in here, they can say all they want. They can say whatever they want. I'm not going to give them the time of day. I'm just going to laugh at it because they ain't worth the time. They ain't worth the energy. And I know who's a troll and who's not. So, but yeah, this video is getting up to an hour and a half long here. I'm going to cut it short here in a little bit. But yeah, guys, also have a pet name after a brand of truck you're choosing. What does that mean, Lee? I've got I've had a name for every one of my trucks that I've had, okay? My Peterbilt 379, I named her Old Betsy. That's funny right there. That's cute. I like that one. Alright, Ray Muncie, you be safe out there, brother, and next time I'm in Alabama, I'm going to try and get a little bit closer over there to you, and I'll give you a holler the next time I'm down there, brother. You be safe, and you have a good night. Tell the wife I said hello, and get you some sleep, because you need it. But, yeah, like I was saying, though, is my Peterbilt 379 was named Old Betsy. My 579 I had was named the Beauty Queen, because she was a brand new truck. And this one I call her Big Bertha because she's taller than my 579 and 379, and she's longer. So that's the reason why she's called Big Bertha. This truck right here is, I think, a 265-inch wheelbase with a 70-inch sleeper, double bunk, and actually they're getting ready to pull all the 388s out of the fleet. They're selling all the 379s, 388s. They're keeping some of the 9-speed 579s, but eventually all the 579s with the 9 speeds are going to be pulled and sold. And then eventually, we're all going to be automatic trucks. So, with that being said, I'm hoping to have my own truck here soon, because you can't pay me enough to drive another automatic. I've already drove one. I don't like them. I don't trust them. I don't think they're that good of a truck. Other people may have had well, we already have them. We have currently, I think, about 500 of them are automatics. So the likelihood of you coming here to TMC and getting an automatic is pretty high. unless you request a 9-speed, which you may or may not get one. So keep that in mind. Yep, I agree with you, Lee. I had one. It was sluggish. It didn't shift right. It pulled good on the highway when you had it at speed, but I can't tell you how many times I'd pull out in traffic. It'd get out there like it was ready to go, empty, and it'd fall on its face as soon as it shifted third gear. You know, it's just, I don't think they're all as cracked up as they're supposed to be, but you know, there again, I'm not going to talk crap about TMC's equipment because there again, I work for TMC, so I can't really justify saying anything good or negative about, you know, the trucks they're ordering, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to drive their equipment either way. So whether they watch this video or not, I don't care. I'm not sure if I'm going to go lease purchase on one of their trucks, because right now I'm kind of getting a runaround about it, because their way of saying, in lack of better terms, is, oh no, we don't want you going owner operator, we want to keep you as a company driver because we make more money off of it. So if you go owner operator, they're not going to make any more money off of you than, you know, you brought a truck over. So if you brought a truck over, it has to be a 2012 or newer. If I bought one of their trucks, I could get one of their 07 model 379s, or I could buy this 388. Well, actually, Lee Craig, the gearboxes in these trucks are 13 speeds, but they don't have the airline and splitter on them to get the full 13 speed out of it. The 379s, they all have 13 speeds in them. They're all cat powered trucks. They're 475 C15 Acerts with the dual turbos on them, the 13 speeds. The boat division trucks were 336 rear gears. The line haul and specialized trucks, which were most of the specialized trucks, were extended hoods, are geared 355, and the extended hoods are 265-inch wheelbase. The short hoods a 250. The short hood's got a 63-inch bunk on it. The extended hood's got a 70 for the 07s. I know how to work on a cat motor. I worked on them when I was in the Army. That's not a big deal for me. The big deal that I have right now is that they're wanting anywhere between $50,000 and $60,000 for a truck that's got over 1 million miles on it. Yes, is it worth it for a resale market? Yeah, but with 1 million miles on a truck, it's not something that I say I wouldn't be comfortable with. It's just something that I would have a worry about, because you can be the best mechanic in the world, but if your truck's not well, you know, good to go as far as the internals of the motor, it's just going to constantly break down. So you're going to have to spend anywhere between $20,000 to $28,000, even $30,000 to get the motor overhauled. As Caterpillar motors are not cheap to work on, and so yeah, and like Lee Craig says, he feels better shifting his own gears. So do I. I feel so much better when I can choose the gear that I want to be in going down the mountains, I tell you. Because if, like in the automatics, you can select the gears, you can put in a manual and select the gear that you want to be in, but you know, the Jake brakes are so freaking hard on those trucks. I mean, it rocks the truck every time the Jake brake cuts on it when it's in high, because you know, when it downshifts, it just does that number every time it downshifts. I mean, it's pretty terrible how strong those Jake brakes are. it's good in a sense, but you know, me myself personally, I just don't like an automatic. But to each his own, you know. But they're great in traffic. They're awesome, but they're again on the flat lands like where I'm used to, where I'm out in the open plains. I'd rather have a standard transmission. But I get bored too easy in a truck when I ain't got a gear shifter to rest my hand on, and I can sit here and drive with one hand or something like that. You know, you're sitting here with two hands on the wheel, just looking out the windshield, and you feel like a steering wheel holder. I just don't like that feeling, you know. So let's see, what are you guys saying out there? All right, welcome to the channel, real beautiful. I know you've missed the last couple of my live feeds and stuff like that, so good to see you're in here. If you guys are new to my channel and all that, if you ain't already subscribed or liked any of my videos, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well. We're just doing a Q&A session here for anybody that's got any questions about the trucking industry. If you're new to the trucking industry and would like to know any information about that, please feel free to ask. If not, then that's on you. But Lee Craig says, and Big and Beautiful says here, she says she watches all the videos after they've been posted. That's awesome. At least you're a dedicated subscriber, and I appreciate that. Really means a lot. And Lee Craig says, going through the mountains, I've seen too many trucks with automatic transmissions towed off the mountain passes. Yes, that's because the transmissions, they get too hot when you're pulling a mountain, and they stay in a certain gear too long. They get too hot and they go into a safe mode, which that means right there that you can't shift the transmission. The truck won't go, so you have to get it taken to a shops, get their ECM reprogrammed and all this and that and the other, get it unlocked so that way it will go up and down the road. That's one of the downfalls to an automatic. Jason B says, does TMC have TVs in the trucks? Direct TV, yes. TMC with the newer 579s and the 9-speed 579s, they put a 22-inch flat screen TV in there with its own TV mount, mounted to the right side of your sleeper, and they have a direct TV dish that they will put on your trucks for you. Now the new 579s and the older 579s come standard with a power inverter, with a bunk heater. We do not have APUs. They've tried them out in the past and just do not see the cost effectiveness of an APU. But we have power inverters. You can get a fridge from the shop, which I would not recommend. Just go buy your own and just strap it into the truck. They have instruction manuals on showing where to mount the CB, the refrigerators and stuff like that as well. You cannot change anything about the truck. CB, they give you one. What you get is what you got. What you can do though is you can have the CB peaked and tuned and all that stuff. That's one thing that they'll allow you to do. As far as adding amps or anything like that, linears to your radio, you cannot do that. Anything in the truck you cannot change. Anything on the outside you cannot change yourself either. The way you get the truck is the way it's going to stay with TMC. Big, real beautiful says I am, and she says you're welcome. Jason B goes, what time is it where you are? It is 10:30 at night. Jason B goes, DirecTV, you have to pay extra for that? Yes. It's only like $15-20 a month, so it's not that terrible. Lee Craig says it's 2,900 hours, and SD, where South Dakota, where he's at. Libro's World says all I need is one more sub. Unbox Warehouse, why hello, what's going on? And Jason B says it's 11:30 over here in Connecticut. Yeah, you're on East Coast time. You need to get into bed, buddy. But yeah, if there's anything that you guys want to know about getting into the trucking industry or anything like that, just please ask me below here in the comments section. Please remember to like and subscribe to my videos, because there's always more content always coming out. At least one video at least a day, if not one video every other day is going to be coming out. So let's see here. Warwick Jones says it's 2:30 Friday afternoon here in Australia. That is freaking awesome. Dude, how's it going over there, man? I've been wanting to come over there to Australia and check the things out over there. Especially, I see them road train videos all the time on YouTube, and I watch an Outback Truckers show on Netflix sometimes too as well. That stuff's pretty cool over there, man. I give you guys props. Y'all got some big balls pulling some of that stuff. Real Beautiful says she's on Texas time, and she asked how long have I been driving a truck. I've been driving a truck for almost a year now, and Jason B says hit the like button, give me a like spike here. Unbox Warehouse says I have like 12,000 watch hours since October. That's pretty cool, dude. I couldn't do that, but that's pretty cool. And Jason B says I can't believe there is someone from Australia in here. Yeah. And Lee Craig says email him at leecraig688@gmail.com. Y'all have questions you want to ask. Hey now. Oh, Real Beautiful Beauty says, what's my shirt say? It's a Ford t-shirt, I believe it is, yeah. It says Built Tough on it. It's a Ford t-shirt. And Unbox Warehouse says, I'm a real boy. Unbox Warehouse asked, what did I do before trucking? I was actually in the military for 6.5 years, almost 7. I was like 6 years and 6 months in the military service in a couple of days. Unbox Warehouse says, what branch? I was Navy. I was Army. So I never really got to deal with you guys that much, other than in Afghanistan a couple of times. Real Beautiful Beauty says, I like Fords. Well, I grew up on Fords, and I got a F-350. It's a 2014 model sitting at the house. Gym module. What the heck is that? But anyways, I see we got 8 viewers in here. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe to all my videos. If you are interested in any information in pertaining to the trucking industry, on how to get into the trucking industry or anything like that, please remember to like and subscribe to my videos, because there's always content coming out. Let me ask you, do they do any CDL Class A overseas? My buddy was a cable tech over there for 6 months. He said he made a ton of money. Yes, they do, but they used to allow civilian drivers to drive off base, and now they don't. That was, I think, in Iraq or something when Afghanistan first kicked off as well. Yeah, also Lee, yeah, I'm gonna definitely be getting in contact with you with everything. I'm actually gonna write your email down as well. Maybe we can swap cell phone numbers one of these days too as well, so that way we can stay in contact. And also Lee, if you're ever down there by Fort Sill area, once I email you, you'll have my email. You can email me and let me know, because I live over there by Fort Sill in Oklahoma, and anytime that you want to stop by, if you're in the area, you can stop by, get you a shower and warm meal. You also have a warm bed stay in it whenever you're in the area for the weekends and stuff. So also something for you guys out there. I'm not sure what you mean by like Afghanistan, Jason, but okay, yeah, never mind, I see it. But Real Beautiful Beauty says, how long did it take to complete trucking school? 8 weeks. Warwick Jones says, Outback Truckers not real believable. Steve Graham's the only genuine bloke on the show, and I would believe that. Hey Kato, welcome to the channel, man. Hey, so you saying you might need some help in the near future. You quit your company today, you're moving on, getting stuff out of truck tomorrow, and headed home. Gonna be a while. Gonna be a whole new world of trucking to me. You know, just get with me and let me know what all you want to know, different companies or whatnot. Just get with me, and we'll try and get you hooked up with a new company, man. I'm sorry to hear that you quit today. Must have been a good reason why. And Jason B says, okay, I'm gonna pass out. Peace out from the East Coast, Connecticut. Have a good night and be safe out there. You too, buddy. Remember, and you stay safe, and tell all your buddies in truck driving school that you're with to come on over and subscribe to my channel and watch some of my videos. And if they have any questions or concerns, they can always hit me up in the comment section, and I'll try my best to get back to them. All right, dude, you have you a good night and stay safe, buddy. Yeah, Warwick Jones, yeah, I believe it. But Steve Graham, I like him on the show. Actually, I think he's the only real guy out there, like he said. Winsboro, Louisiana, man. Hey, I was actually in Louisiana the other day, and I didn't actually think about asking you where you lived at or anything, but I definitely will be trying to get down to Louisiana, hanging out with you, man. Kato, you got it all lined out, just never done flatbed. Roger that. Flatbed for life. From Jason B. Well, Kato, well, Kato, you know what? Hat off to you. You're choosing a different side of the industry, probably the best side of the industry to get into, as far as if you want to show your knowledge and your skills at what you know how to do, brother. I will tell you that. If there's anything that you want to know, anything that you have questions about, please, dude, don't hesitate to ask me or Lee Craig, because me and him together, we could probably get you the answers that you don't know anything to, because Lee's got a lot more experience out here than I do, but I've also got a lot of diverse experience in hauling different freight than what most people do. As far as like the general freight and stuff like that, I've hauled a lot of weird loads that a lot of people probably have never hauled or stuff like that. So definitely at the end of the video, I'm going to give you my email and everything like that, so that way you can email me. Hey, Kato, just go ahead and get his number, shoot him a text message, have him send you my number, and shoot me a text message, and that way I got your number, and if you ever need anything, just give me a holler, bro. And yeah, you do the same. Keep it in between the ditches, and you have you a good night, get some rest. Who you going with, by the way? Just curiosity. And Real Beautiful says, have you had any issues with the frostbite of the hands? Some flatbed drivers experience that. Yes, I have. Actually, it's taken about 3 months for my hands to heal from it, and they're finally healing, so it's actually doing good. Thanks for asking, though. Warwick Jones says, I've met the man about 10 years ago in Turkey Creek in Western Australia before he was famous. That man can back up. I'd believe it, bro. I'd believe it. Man's a serious genius behind the wheel of a truck. But alright, brother, man. Well, you have you a good night there. Always remember, stay humble and keep yourself safe out there, dude. Have you a good night there, Kato. Yeah, it's not a problem. They're real beautiful. But, not trying to be a Debbie Downer. But anyways, yeah, Warwick Jones, yeah, he does know how to keep the show on the road and everything like that. I've watched almost everything. Yeah, Kato, I understand, man, but, you know, if I ain't gonna be mean about it or anything like that, but, you know, if some of the stuff that they're saying is true, and I mean, the shoe fits, you gotta wear it, bro. But if it ain't true, then you just move on out and just hold your ground and make everybody believe that, you know, you're telling the truth and nothing's true. You know, rumors are rumors. Rumors are like assholes. Everybody's got one. I mean, not every rumor's true, and not every rumor's meant to make any one person look better. So you just stay safe out there, bro, and just keep your head up, dude. Everything's gonna get better. You know, I don't know how religious you are, but I believe that the Lord would never put any more on your plate than He think you can handle, and this might be a learning lesson for you for something later on in the future to help mold you into a better person, bro. So I'm not trying to bring religion into any of this, but you know, I am a religious person, and I do believe, you know, there are certain things that happen in life for a reason. So stay safe, bro. Real Beautiful says, what's my favorite state to drive through? Actually, honestly, my favorite state is North Carolina. Yeah, I ain't never been to South Dakota, so I couldn't tell you. But I love North Carolina because that's where my mom and dad live, and I love the mountains. So I love driving up over the Fancy Gap just right as the sun's coming up and everything like that. It's a real good, beautiful, you know, view and stuff like that. So it's real nice. Let's see here. But don't mind me for a second. I want to finish my sandwich real quick. I got the classic roast beef, but I got a ½ pound. I want to finish my roast beef sandwich. So how's everybody's night going out there? I see we got 6 viewers in here. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe to my videos. If not, if you got any questions about the trucking industry, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. So, who all do we still got here in the channel? Yeah. Lee, I think you've watched almost every one of my videos, haven't you? So, oh yeah, you always got to. Even though some of the drama is actually kind of funny to listen to and watch, you just can't pay attention to a lot of it. YouTube drama is like 2 little girls in high school fighting over 1 boy. It's funny to see, but it gets annoying after a while. Yeah. But yeah, Craig, I also make a bunch of barbecue marinades and stuff like that, tenderloin injection marinades, stuff like that, bro. If you need any tips on barbecuing and stuff like that when you're home, just hit me up, bro, because I can give you some killer recipes on some stuff. That's why when I go home, my fiance makes me do all the cooking, dude. She misses my barbecue and stuff like that. I actually make my own barbecue sauces and marinades and stuff like that. It's real good. I got it from my mama. That's all I gotta say. Mama didn't raise no fool. But yeah, I think I'm gonna cut this video here soon because it's 2 hours long, and I've got about 8 hours until I got to get up. So I'm probably gonna be cutting this video short here in a few minutes. If there's anybody you guys know out there that's you know, looking to get into trucking industry and stuff like that, just have them jump over here and guys see the same thing with me, Lee. But if you guys know of anybody that's, you know, looking to get into the trucking industry, not sure what they want to do, just have them come over here to my channel. I mean, Lee, I know you can give them more advice and everything than I could in a lot of areas, but just remind them, do all their research on the companies, tell them to make sure that the company fits what they want, you know, what their needs are and stuff like that, instead of trying to fit the company's needs to the person. Because 90% of the time, the person that tries to fit the company to their needs is going to quit within a couple months. And you don't want to be that guy. And you don't want to be that guy that's a company hopper. I know one YouTuber that's done that. I'm not going to call him out because I'm not going to put him on blast. But yeah. Yeah, also don't go in blind either. I mean, I was looking at Prime, for Christ's sakes, and then they made it sound all real good, fine and dandy on the freaking phone. Made their website look pretty good too. And then the recruiter lied to me once on the phone, and I said, yep, that's it. And I almost went back, but I'm glad I didn't. And I stayed here at TMC. Actually, I have about 2.5, 3 months left, and then my contract's fulfilled, and then I can go off wherever I want to go without having that contract over my head. It'll be an awesome feeling, but I don't know if I'm going to leave TMC or if I'm going to stay and buy one of their trucks. Reason why is because eventually one of these days here within the near future, I'm going to be wanting to start my own company. You see, I've set myself a goal in the trucking industry. If I were to get into it within, 5 years of me being in the trucking industry, I was going to have, 3 to 5 trucks within 5 to 6 years of being in the trucking industry, and I was going to start my own company. The goal is to specialize in every aspect of the trucking industry, but I revised my plan, which is to specialize mainly in the open deck industry, flatbed, step deck, RGN, stuff like that, low boys, but have dedicated accounts. That way I know I can get freight, like i.e. John Deere, Case, Cat, stuff like that for the oversized stuff. And then flatbed, just hauling general freight, steel coils, the specialty lumbers and stuff like that, and Conestogas and stuff like that. So definitely something something that I'm looking at wanting to get into. And I'm also going to be priding myself in, you know, also wanting to keep up, you know, nice equipment. I don't believe in buying plain Jane freaking trucks. The more aluminum and lights that I can put on it, the better it's going to be. But there again, I want to build a company where one truck's not the same. Every truck's going to be different. So that's one of my goals, is to be able to say, you know, I have a fleet in like 20 to 30 years. I have a fleet of, say, 30 to 70 trucks that is, you know, a full, you know, fleet of trucks that I have built my whole company around. You know, not one truck's the same or something like that, you know. So the goal eventually is to run my own company, but I don't know how long it's going to take me to get to that point to where I'm ready. So I'm definitely not going to jump into it without, you know, having, you know, a goal and knowing what I need to know. Lee Craig, I will definitely hit you up. Hang on here, I'm gonna find my pen real quick. I'm gonna write your email down. I don't need to write on that. Alright, let's see here. Go back up here where you put your email. Jeez, man, we've had a conversation going. I was told the other day that there was a way that you could have your comments posted in the videos so people could see where oh, don't fall. Hey, Lee, go ahead and post your email again, because it's way on up there. I ain't gonna scroll through it all, and I'll just delete your email out of there if it pops up anywhere in there. And I'll the other day I got on my way to Alabama to drop this load. Forgot to show you guys this, but this is a receipt for $294.74 to fix a wheel seal. Cleaning supplies, $12.95. Wheel seal, $69.95. Labor, $190. Left rear wheel seal. With tax and everything, sales tax was $24.84. So it come out to $294 and fucking 70 something cents. So yeah. Stupid. But hey, leaking wheel seal, you gotta get it fixed. So And I appreciate you putting your email back out there. But yeah, if you guys are new to my channel, if any of you guys have never been on my channel before, please remember to like and subscribe to my videos. Always putting out new content on the trucking industry. And as always, if you guys have any questions, please comment in the comment section below, because we're always, doing Q&A sessions and live videos. So, Craig, question. You think I'm doing good? Now, on a serious note, everything, you're an experienced driver, so you can be able to tell me everything that I'm putting out for these guys out here. I just want to know, in your opinion, am I doing all right by putting all the stuff out that I am doing? Because I am new to this as well as everybody else that has just started within a year. Okay, well, that makes me feel a little bit better. But yeah, man, like I got to thinking about it today, and I'm like, man, I wonder if some of these experienced drivers that are watching my YouTube channel are actually, agreeing with some of the stuff I say. If I'm doing a good job, I wonder if they, are, sticking around to see, whether I get better at stuff, or if they're just watching it because they get giggles out of watching me say stuff that ain't true, But yeah, I appreciate that though, dude. But I will definitely be getting with you. But I think I'm gonna call it a night here and go ahead and get some sleep. And freaking Lee, how long have you been driving a truck? Watching the comments here, but who all do we still got in this live feed here right now? I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, it still says we got 3 people in here, so I don't know who's still here watching. So we've got 6 likes on the video, so that's good enough for me tonight. We will be doing a live feed when I get home. I'm gonna do a live feed with my Camaro in the video. I'm actually trying to get rid of the car. I really don't want to, but I need to, because it's just sitting there collecting dust. I have a 98 Z28 Camaro that I ain't started and drove in a long time. So and it's LS1 T56 6-speed car. It's a convertible, but it needs a little bit of work, and I just ain't had the time and money to put into it. And yeah, but I will be making a live video of me starting that thing up and showing you guys what the car is and everything like that this week. Yeah, it was my pride and joy when I first bought it. It was the first Camaro I had ever bought, and things I've done to it so far is a new exhaust system, new slave cylinder, master cylinder, Cleaned up the top end of the motor, rebuilt the top end of the motor. Now the bottom end needs to be rebuilt. It's got a rear main leaking and the front main seals leaking in it. I'm going to rebuild the whole motor, go through, put new rings and seals in it, possibly put a new set of heads on it and a new cam in it, and then get it retuned and see how much horsepower it's going to make, and then I might put it up for sale or something. But I really would like to keep the car, but it's just a death trap and I don't need to be killing myself in it. But you guys stay safe out there, and I'm gonna jump off here, go ahead and go to bed, and yeah, it's getting late over here. I'm actually in Arkansas right now, over here at one of the truck parking areas. So, but you guys stay safe out there, and we'll be catching up with you guys later. All right, remember, be safe, watch what y'all do around a semi, you know. But we'll be talking at y'all later. Y'all have a good night.